Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Another incredible comic book journey. We started off here at Comic Kings in Virginia Beach, Virginia. And guys, this is one of those shops you go to on a little journey, and you think, "Oh man, I don't think it's going to get any better than this." This shop had it all: clean, well lit, organized, back issues, new issues, keys, slabs, a gaming area for Magic the Gathering and card games and stuff, trade paperbacks, hardcovers, omnibus, and stuff was reasonably priced. If you live in this area or you are near this area, this is a must-go shop. So what you're seeing is kind of their wall display, everything just, if I was still into new comic books, this is where I'd be buying. Because look at how this is displayed. It's incredible. Everything is just laid out, tidy, plenty of room to like walk around and move around. Look at all these tables for Magic the Gathering. Oh my God, man. God, I wish I lived around here because man, I would be here all the time. And then they had this huge wall of omnibus, trade paperbacks, collected editions. Everything's 15% off of MSRP. You're talking about competitive prices with online with this. This is what I'm talking about when I'm harping on these shops. This is what I'm saying, man. If you can compete with online with these discounts, you are going to sell more stuff and make more money. These guys get it. They had the Alex Ross Fantastic Four book. I still haven't bought this. I need to get this. I wanted it, but then it was sold out. I think I can get it again now. This is the type of shop that when you imagine what a comic book shop is, this is it. The dude behind the counter was so nice, and I did a lot more listening in this shop than I did talking, which is nice, and I'm sure a lot of you guys would probably prefer that anyway. They had the good books, man. They had like the stuff that's like top of the top, best of all time collected editions. Beautiful new image. They had manga. They had those deluxe hardcovers. If it was there, if it exists, it was probably there. They had the Invincible compendiums, the hardcover ones. Oh man, I want those so bad. But as I was saying, I did a lot more listening in this shop than I did talking. And what I mean by that is I just wanted to hear the interactions with, the shop goers and the shop, the person that was working the shop. I don't know if this is his shop, but oh my God, the interactions. This is how this is how we're supposed to communicate with each other. This is how, when I go to a shop, that's what I want. He was telling people, instructing people about things, teaching people that were new to slabs, new to collecting, new to what they wanted to read. Then they had miniseries and sets. All of this nicely organized, bound. This is the stuff that people want, man. This is like a chunk of reading. You get all those issues collected in one go. Oh my God, I could have spent hours and hours in this shop looking through all of these miniseries. Everything was ordered alphabetically. Everything was labeled. Everything had a price, and the prices were reasonable. You're looking at I saw that Suicide Squad run. I think it was 1 through 10 or 1 through 12 or whatever, that first run. It was $35. That's reasonable. And then they had the back issues. And we haven't even gotten to the dollar bin yet. This dollar bin was probably one of the best dollar bins ever. They put books that had not sold, like you see right here. Marauders, New Mutants, Excalibur, the stuff that was the new comic book day stuff that didn't sell. They put that in the dollar bin where it should be, and not still asking $3.99 like some of these stupid shops still do. It was mixed in there with, some Bronze Age stuff, some Copper Age stuff. Obviously a lot of late 80s and 90s filler, all those Justice League titles, Blue Beetle, Turok, all the X-Men titles, they were all there. But look at this. All those new Avengers books, those were in the dollar bin. And those are decent books. Great read too. So I was super impressed with their dollar bin and what they were offering as far as just their prices and just the variety of things. Because so many of these shops you go to and it's like, okay, the back issues and the dollar bins have been so picked through, it's basically garbage. And then they rely so heavily on the new comic books. And this shop obviously does not have all their eggs in one basket. There was a Commandi issue in there, by the way. I still need to read that. Jack Kirby goodness. But it was like, this is one of those shops that you could just say, okay, this is my comic book shop. And I have a lot of people, in the comments, I've been very critical of a lot of comic book shops, but it's coming from a place of love. You got to understand that. And I know a lot of people have had positive experiences and tell me about the positive things that they've seen in these shops. Well, this is one of those shops that I feel like people are talking about. So as I was digging, people kept coming in. This was like in the beginning of the day. This was a Wednesday. And I kind of wanted to get a feel of what these shops would be like on New Comic Book Day. Are people coming in? Well, they were. And they were buying stuff. Some people coming in just to hang out and talk, which was really cool. It should be a meeting place in the community of nerds of every ilk coming and talking shop. They didn't have just comics. You know me, I'm looking at their Magic the Gathering stuff. And man, these prices were also incredible. Like, good cards, not overpriced, not marked up. This is how you can run a shop and still be making money, people still coming in and not feel like they're getting ripped off and taken to the cleaners. I got one last look at their slabs and their key issues, their more higher end stuff. And, nothing really up my alley, but there was definitely a lot of stuff that I know a lot of people would be interested in. So pretty impressed with their wall books and their slabs. The next place we went to was Trilogy. Now this is one that I've heard a lot about, and as soon as I walked through the door, I had memories of Collector's Lair of Roanoke, one of the shops that I got kicked out of. Sunshine kicked me out of there because I was trying to buy Grandma's comic book collection in the parking lot. This place was a disaster. I mean, it is, there's no other way to describe this. Wait till I start showing you some of these areas. And you can already see, look at the boxes piled on top of the other boxes. And look at where our keys are. Our keys are up near the rafters in cases, locked cases. It just, okay. It's like, how are you going to get up there? Well, just stay tuned because we're gonna have the owner get up there, and this place is called Trilogy. So if you're familiar with the area, you know that there's 3 of these shops. They're different locations: Virginia Beach, Norfolk area, and this is apparently their flagship store. So, you know me, I'm wanting to look at the keys. I'm looking at, the first appearance type books, a lot of Silver Age stuff up here, good stuff. And several things that I had a lot of interest in, specifically first Hawkeye, which was up there. I was talking to this gentleman, talking shop, and I started asking him about slabs. And I said, do you have any slabs other than this box here? And he says, my customers don't have any interest in slabs. And I was like, okay. And he said, I have a lot of customers that say if it's slabbed, they want him to take him out of the box, or take him out of the encapsulation. And I started talking to him about slabs, and I started talking about prices, and I'm like, well, he and I, this is the fundamental difference between these guys. Oh, this is the best part right here. This is him trying to get the book I'm asking for. He's got to climb this ladder. He's got to shimmy and shake over, careful not to knock over any of the other stuff. This is what it took for me to look at this first Bizarro. How is that practical? How is that practical at all for customers? The answer is it's not. So what I was getting back to with the slabs is I said, a slab book, a raw book should always be cheaper than a slab book in similar condition. He says, I completely disagree. Now, one thing about this guy, there he is right there. He had a little earring. He had a little gold earring. Now, if Morgan Freeman has taught us anything, appearance is important. Appearance is very important. And I never trusted that earring. Like when I saw that earring on Morgan Freeman, I knew something was wrong. And, now Morgan Freeman got a hearing and he got that earring. And that's in a rap song, by the way. But I don't trust little earrings. And this is coming from somebody who I had earrings. I took them out. But let's get back to the meat and potatoes of this video. I'm going back. I'm hunting. I'm looking at other keys. I asked him. I said, "Can I look at the Hawkeye?" And he says, "Yeah." Guess what? Never got to look at the Hawkeye. I don't even think these books right here are accessible because he's got to climb on this diamond box. He's got to put his right foot on My Little Pony. He's got to straddle this aisle to get to those ones. This kind of reminds me of this is like this guy's collection. It gets better. So he's got like omnibus and stuff. And I start asking, I'm like, are the omnibus MSRP? Which, if we just looked at our previous shop, everything 15% off. I said, is everything MSRP? He said, yeah, everything 100% MSRP. And then he replied, I'm going to cuss here. He says, I sell a shit ton of those. That was his demeanor. There's a certain amount of cockiness and arrogance that comes with something like this. It's delusion. It's not coming to grips with the reality of the situation, that you are literally living in a dump, and there is no hope in this. Like, you would have to, it would be weeks, if not years, of tidying up, straightening up, organizing. I don't even know. Like, how are you supposed to shop in here? I'm trying to. I gotta shimmy past the anime toys. I gotta pull a left turn next to the Power Rangers. And guys, I'm trying. I'm in there. I'm doing my due diligence for you guys, trying to look. But do you see how stuff is piled on top of the short boxes? Am I allowed to move this stuff? Like, am I allowed to do this? Like, because when I'm in here, I feel like I'm in somebody's collection. Look at the back room. Like, I feel like I'm in somebody's home, right? And I don't want to mess with anything because it's like, I don't know. I don't know. Do you guys feel that way when you guys go in some of these shops? And so many people, specifically new collectors, it's like there's a weird feeling when you go in some of these places. And you compare that with Comic Kings, where there was none of that. This is that place where it's like you just feel a little on edge. Now, there were people coming in here, it was sporadic, and everybody was buying new comic books. Like, it was not, nobody was in here digging. Nobody was in here, doing what I was doing. There was two people working here. The man with the earring, and then there was a dude with a Lamb of God shirt. And Lamb of God's my favorite metal band, but I'm just going to tell you, usually listen to angry music, you might be a little bit angry. I've really kind of downsized a lot of my angry music, but dude was watching me. He came over, and I asked to film in here. I asked the guy with the earring if I could film. And Lamb of God comes over and he says, is that thing comfortable? I was like, what? Oh, my camera? And he said, yeah. I was like, Well, it kind of feels like you're wearing a bra, like a little bra. No laugh, no nothing, just kind of dead inside. I thought that was funny, but maybe I don't know. Maybe my sense of humor is so far off. But this was kind of like the creme de la creme of the area. Like, and I asked the guy, I was like, "Do you go to like shows or conventions?" And he says he goes to like I can't remember, 10 or 12 shows, not all comic book shows every year. Every single book in here was priced, and then it was like dated when the book was priced. Now, I don't know if you guys can tell some of these prices. We're looking at 2021 prices. Like it's bad. It's bad. And I mean, there were solid books in here. This really felt like a guy's collection or shop that didn't truly want to sell something. That Daredevil 21 was priced at $20, guys. That's the Chip Zdarsky run that just came out. It's $20. It's not even a first appearance in that. So, it kind of feels like you're looking through somebody's stuff that doesn't actually want to sell something. And he was bragging about, getting that Fantastic Four run, and I can't remember if he was bragging about how cheap he got it for. He might have been, but that's it's the same old story. It's like, you rip somebody's grandpa off, and you're gonna flip these for as much money as you possibly can. But everything was labeled. I mean, I give him credit. I mean, it was organized in there. And this was like behind a counter. I don't know if you guys remembered me like walking back here, but like I had to I was like, I need to ask about like getting back here, because I was like, am I even allowed to like walk back here and look at these? And apparently I was. Here's a short box piled on top of another short box. I got to move that. If this guy would price these books reasonably, dude, he would make crazy money. Like crazy money. And these wall books, to me, like put the good keys on that wall right there and just stand there. Sit there. That's kind of what you should do. I mean, it's like a situation where it's like, do you actually want to sell these big books or not? Because if you've got to climb on top of the manga, on top of the diamond box, straddle the, you got to straddle something to get up there. I mean, that's not really incentivizing people to like ask about it or incentivizing you to climb up there and get it. I just feel like you maybe should just like stand back there, but I don't know. I did my due diligence. I dug. I tried. All the major titles were there. I find a nice book in here. This is, and you can see me, I'm paging through. I'm like, is Strange Adventures 180 in here or like 205? Because this is the first appearance of Animal Man in costume, and Animal Man is in costume on the cover. There were 2 copies of this book, and this was priced from 2018. So I'm like, okay, we got a shot here. Now, as far as bargaining and like trying to get this guy off of these prices, I don't even know. I just assumed that there was going to be no bargaining. Like I thought that, the price was what the price was. It kind of got that vibe. I ask if I can take this out of the bag. Lamb of God has to come over and personally take this out of the bag for me. And that was kind of funny. So here's me looking at this book. For all those people that say I don't take the books out and look at them, this book was beautiful. And was definitely interested in that. There was a bunch of stuff I would have bought in here. I mean, I could have realistically bought like multiple short boxes of stuff. There was that much stuff in here that I wanted. Look at this display right here. It's caving in. That omnibus shelf is caving in. I end up finishing up here, end up getting a little bit of a deal. The next place I go to is Local Heroes in Norfolk. So I'm driving around. Holy crap, this is a nice shop. Now, this is a super modern comic book shop. So it's kind of like your Coffee and Danish type place. So if that's not your bag and your cup of tea, then this is not for you. So I already knew it was kind of like in the yuppie type area, like Soda de Sopa from South Park, where, you know, everything's got a square edge, everything's farm to table, everything's small plates and tapas. So I knew it was going to be like a little bit overpriced. And sure enough, everything is MSRP. But, dude, they had every single collected edition that I wanted. Omnibus, oversized hardcovers, trade paperbacks, absolutes. They had figures, miniatures. They had all this manga. Every Funko Pop known to man, it felt like. Nice music, beautiful displays, well lit, clean as a whistle. Man, this place was awesome. Again, this is one of those places where if I lived around there, you know, I would consider getting back into the new issues and just getting back into that cycle of getting those books. There was just so much stuff in here I wanted. But I have to realize, every single thing in here I can get for cheaper online. And I hear you, you got to support local, but at the same time, I'm like, dude, I'm not going to pay more. I'm not local. I'm not from here. I'm not going to pay more for this shop. And to be honest with you, I didn't even consider that there was like keys or like first appearance or single issue books that weren't like fresh ink stuff in here. Wait till you see what is in here. It is crazy. I pulled this Lucifer omnibus. If you guys have not read this Mike Carey Sandman Universe story, I still need to get volume 2. I've read volume 1, that omnibus. It is excellent. Excellent. Must read. Probably one of the best graphic novels. Well, not graphic novels, but a story with an end of all time. But I look up here at the rafters. There's keys up there. Specifically, First Groot. I could not believe Tales to Astonish number 13. This book is super rare. There's like 500 of these on the CGC census. I was like, hold on a minute. This book is incredible. So I'm asking him price. They wanted $1,500 for this book. Well, we're back here. We're back at the Sticky Goose Man Cave. I'm going to kind of show you guys what we bought and kind of talk to you about what I read on my little trip here. So the first thing I read was this incredible, absolute Wonder Woman, Gods and Mortals by George Perez. Man, you want to talk about good comic books? This is good comic books. This is an absolutely beautiful edition. George Perez is an absolute legend. His pencils, and I don't know if he did the inks on this as well, just so detailed, so intricate, just brings characters to life. If you guys don't know, a lot of the movie Wonder Woman movies were inspired by this. The whole Ares and Cheetah, those whole storylines, those villains. But this is so good. All the Greek mythology stuff. This book is definitely not for kids because you've got like all the Hercules storyline and what he did to the Amazons, how he came to Themyscira and just, he did some stuff. There's some major adult themes in here. This was really my first experience reading Wonder Woman, and I fell in love. This is incredible stuff, must read, and I'm so glad that I finally got around to reading that. So this is some of the stuff I got from Comic Kings. Didn't end up buying any comics from them, but I got a couple Magic cards, specifically Uru Titan of Nature's Wrath, that card's been banned, so it's got a huge price drop. And then Liliana the Veil, one of the best planeswalkers of all time. She has been now reprinted to death, so we have a lot of price drop. We ended up getting the Strange Adventures 190. Guys, Strange Adventures 180 is first appearance of Animal Man. This is first Animal Man in costume. Animal Man on the surface looks cheesy as hell, okay? You have to read that Grant Morrison run, and the Jeff Lemire run is pretty damn good too. This is a nice copy of this book. Now, it's got general wear down the side. The back of this book needs clean. You got some smudges there on the Daisy emblem there. Kind of got a spine roll going there. But for a book from the 1966, this is nice. The book is solid as a rock as far as the staples go. Red colors still pop. That red, that orange, green. Beautiful book. Now, this is what we got from Local Heroes in Norfolk. Now, I can't even show you a lot of the inside of this book, and I can't show you the cover. I saw horror. I saw Brian Azzarello. I saw a low printed Absolute edition that is literally sold out on all the sites and is going for more on eBay. And I said, well, sold. This is a story. I've already read this. This is a story about Faith, a girl named Faith. This is a super sexualized, demonic story. Lots of weird imagery. Very graphic. Great story. Must read, to be honest. But it's not for everybody. So, prices. I paid $24 for the Animal Man book. $10 for the 2 Magic cards. And then I did pay MSRP, which was $85, $90 for this book. The Wonder Woman I had bought previously. Guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If at any point in time you like this video, give it the thumbs up. And if you like this video, subscribe for more. Take care.